Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to this reading. I'm Whitney. All right, I'm an empath. I decided that tarot is the way I wanted to channel this energy that I have that comes to me. And yeah, always know that these are general messages, okay? They may resonate, they may not. It just depends. If the shoe fits, wear it. If it doesn't, honestly, you can take some advice if you sense some. If not, wait for the next message or book a private reading with me, okay? I do personal readings. You can get in touch with me via email, whitneymoonshine@gmail.com, okay? And we can talk about whatever it is that you need, okay? We're going to do a reading here for somebody, and Bale, Baref, Furfur, Forest, Page of Swords, Page of Cups, Two of Pentacles, King of Wands. What is happening here? Ooh, okay. Somebody is writing a letter about their feelings. Okay. And they're wondering if they should hand deliver the message or if they should, I don't know, maybe put it in the mail. I don't know. They don't really know how to present it. Okay. Four of Pentacles, or if they should just hold on to it. Wow, this person is like locked up with their words, okay? Three of Cups, the Empress. They want to express something to you, okay? They're ready to say something that maybe I think they've been holding back for a while. Eight of Pentacles. Something that's been growing, okay? A truth that's been growing that possibly maybe they didn't want to address. Right? I mean, you don't always have to address the elephant in the room. You can't just fucking live your life and do whatever the fuck you want. And no one's got to tell you what to do. Okay? But when you're ready to all of a sudden put your feelings into words, then the real healing begins. Okay? And then once you begin to heal from something, then everything changes, right? Everything changes. There's the Ace of goddamn Swords. Look at that. I'm telling you, the truth shall set you free. And once you figure out the truth, if it's something that you've been trying to figure out in your mind, write it down. Spirit is like, write it down. Once you start writing things down, especially if you make a pros and a cons list or something about even writing the message, right? There's so many different ways that Spirit is like, speak, you know, speak, and so you shall be heard. Once you speak, the message starts to get delivered, right? Because a lot of words that you're saying are going to match your actions. Like, you notice I speak with my hands a lot. It's because I'm building a story, you know, like I'm expressing it because there's energy behind it. It can't just be me like this and I'm like this and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's not, no, I'm going to sit up. I'm going to speak properly. I'm going to allow this to express itself because that's how energy is. It doesn't just sit here, right? Energy is always moving. When I'm reading, even when I'm just like sitting and doing my own shit, I'm usually always moving something, right? My body always has to be moving. It very rarely rests. When it rests, I'm at peace. I'm not working. When I'm working and I'm in my day-to-day, my body is tense because it is I'm contracting all my muscles. I'm working, right? I'm working. And once you define your truth, okay, you have to, once you figure out how you feel about things, once you get things written down, it helps with the process. Okay, it helps with the process of where you want to go and how you want to take this, right? And, you know, actually, for instance, okay, so I always want to be friends with people. Okay, if I'm going to get into a relationship with them, or if I'm thinking about getting into a relationship with them, I always try to be friends with them first, because I always try to, yeah, it could be a sexual relationship, but it starts off as, can I like hang out with you? Can I just see if this is a possibility? Because if it's not, I don't want to go on a date with you, because a date is hanging out. Okay. But it's like, you trying to figure out, you know, like, is this what I want? Or, you know, like, can I do this? Because when you're with somebody, you're with them. That is your friend. That's your best friend. That's your confidant. That's the person that you're with all the time. Okay. And if you can't get along with them, then what's the point of being with them? Because they're attractive? Fuck off. Honestly, looks go down the drain so quickly, and it's overrated. I mean, if you're with somebody because of how good looking they are in your eyes, you're really missing out on a relationship, because usually once you get to know people, that's when their true kind of self comes out. Right? Where you're like, all right, now I see you. Like I could see you before, but now that I'm with you, I can see you. Right? Like people change, right? And there's this whole like demon face thing happening, and like demons coming out of people's faces, and like black eyes, and like, you know, so if a demon can come out of somebody's face, then a true soul can shine through someone's face. Right? And if you know that soul, you'll connect. But like people have been ruining it because they're so full of shit. Okay. And it sucks. And when you find the real ones, take note of it, because the real ones are the ones that are worth it. The ones that look real because they're pretending, those are the ones that they want to skip all the phases. You know, they want to skip all the steps. They just want to skip because they're like, you and I look good together. Yeah. Who gives a fuck? Right? So do fruit. They all look good together. Like, my God. And so does chocolate. All looks good together. It doesn't mean it needs to be together. Like, right? So it's like so stupid on how shallow people are. Right? So when you start writing something down about somebody, like if you're trying to figure out if you like somebody, if you're trying to figure out if you like something, if you're trying to figure out if you want to incorporate it in your life, do a pros and cons list. Start writing it down. See if you can do it. See if you actually like it. Because once you start writing it down, then you're starting to make plans. Once you start making plans, then you'll start taking action in your life that match those words, right? It's pre-preparing for anything. Honestly, I do a lot of this shit subconsciously. I will make room for some, like in my room, for instance, I'll just clean up something, and suddenly, you know, a week later, a tank is there with like an animal in it. It's fucked. And I'm like, I did not know that that was going to happen with that space. But if I didn't clean it out, if I didn't give it the opportunity to have nothing there, I wouldn't have been able to see what could be there and then make it happen. And be like, oh, well, I can get this because I just cleaned this out. And I got to, like, for instance, like, honestly, this other thing happened. And because I cleaned something out, my sister was like, well, I can use it. And I'm like, yeah, it's just sitting there. And poof, she was able to do something because I had just cleaned something that I wasn't using anymore, and it became up for grabs, right? Because energy is always moving. It's always trying to adapt and form and grow, right? And it needs new places, and it needs new spaces, and it needs more sun or less sun, or, you know, it needs to be picked. It needs to be eaten. There's so many things that has to happen, right? That it's all a part of life. It's like the life cycle of things being planted and growing and eating and then going back into the ground and reproducing again, right? This is all about this. Like once you write everything down, once you find the energy to write everything down and express yourself, then you figure out how to deliver that message. Once you figure out how to deliver it, you go into action. Once you go into action, okay, nothing stops you. It's like there's trumpets following you down the road. Like they're finally ready to put something in action, right? Because it takes a while sometimes to figure your plan out. Then once you figure your plan out, you're like, okay, how am I going to orchestrate it? It's always like that. Am I going to hold it back? Am I just going to keep this plan now to myself? Or am I going to actually say something? And then it's like, you're ready to put this into words. And especially if you've got friends with you, if you've got people around you that you trust, right? Have those people with you while this is all happening. It's like the more the merrier, you know, it's like the more people that you can address with this, with your ideas. And maybe you want to write a book, right? Maybe you want to, have people see you a different way, like whatever it is that you're planning on writing down. Like Spirit is like, write. I don't know what you're supposed to write. I don't know what it's supposed to be. Like, honestly, I was watching the show where this lady started writing a book and she got published mad quick. Okay, if you know the right people, if you got the right connections, then Spirit's telling you, man, you should write a book. Maybe you should write an autobiography about what you went through, stuff in your childhood. I feel like once it starts, okay, it just starts unraveling, right? And that's what it is but what you have to make the space for it in order to see what you're going to do with it. So it's like, if you're thinking about doing this, writing a book or something, then you're going to need a place to write, right? And you're going to need a laptop, and you're going to need a keyboard, a comfortable keyboard, and you're going to need a printer, and you're going to need a nice lamp, and, you know, maybe some incense around you, or, you know, a nice flow, and you're going to have to paint the room, or, you know, nice lighting is everything. A big, nice open window, right? Like, give yourself some, I mean, I've got a beautiful window right in front of me. I thought I was doing it for lighting, and really I do it because the whole world is right there. I get to see green and a tree and squirrels running around, and it gives me inspiration to sit here, right? I'm not staring at a wall, right? When you find the inspiration, then the truth will flow. And Spirit is like, maybe you're here to write a book. Maybe you're here to do this, right? Maybe you are here to express to the world, right? Like, honestly, there was a lot of artists. I realized, you know, a lot of, I really like music. And, what I realized is a lot of artists are very open when they're writing songs. Okay. And people don't, you know, necessarily pay attention to those really important songs. Right. So why not take all those songs and dissect them? Right. Or all those paintings and write down what you were feeling. And then when you painted them, or what, you know, like whatever it is, what you were feeling when you wrote that song, what you were feeling when you designed a project, what you were feeling when you were working somewhere. Like, it's all about your feelings. Like, that's what it is. And they're always there. They're always staring right at you. And it's like, if you're a star, then you're here to help guide people. And those stars are authors, and they are musicians, and they are graphic designers, and they are painters, and they are graffiti artists, and they, you know, everybody expresses themselves a different way. And if you express yourself in art, and you paint and you let it out, then you also found a way to musically craft your feelings. Now the world is like, write your feelings. Not for people to hear, for people to read. When people read things, it's different than hearing them. It's different than seeing them. It's you're reading them. It's getting into people's eyes. It's burning things into their eyes for them to remember that they're not alone, that your journey, and it's just so forth and so forth, because whatever it is that maybe you want to vlog, right? Maybe you want to just start, you know, bioing everything online, or just vomiting words. Like, Spirit is like, just vomit these words, just let them out, just flow, just whatever it is, whatever you're feeling that day, whatever you're going through that day. People want to hear it. Clearly, there's a demand for this. And I'm just going to, okay, I'm going to do my own cards here. Okay, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, as I say. But I'm just going to reiterate what this reading is about for you. And I'm just going to take some signs here. I want to know if there's any signs for you for this reading. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. We got the prophecy card, okay? I am a prophet. I do see the future. I don't talk it about it a lot. Fucking dyslexic. Okay, I don't talk about it very often because the future can change. Okay, but if you follow this, if you follow what I'm saying, if this is clicking with you and resonating with you, this is a fucking very, very huge possibility that whatever it is that you decide to do, it is going to be very successful. There is going to be a lot of magic involved, okay? And with this magic, you are go, 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 steam ahead, okay? They are like, you are full force go, because honestly, there is somebody that is sad, and the only way to get out of sadness is to start expressing it, is to get it out of you, right? Because you can stand there and you can weep and you can freeze and you can become dead man walking, but you can also decide to live, and you can also get out of it. And by getting out of it, by expressing it, by getting it out of you, right? That's how you heal. That's what people say when they get locked up in fucking psych wards or they go to rehab, right? There's usually an art program. There's usually some craft area, and people will do crafts. And those crafts, and however way they're expressed, will express what you're going through at that moment that you're trying to get through. Right? So see that as whatever this is, it's like they want you to break free. And some people get that through being locked up. Other people get that freedom by releasing themselves. Okay? Because they almost put themselves in their own prison in their mind until they can get it out. Right? Until you can get it out and like, no one's here to judge you. You can do it anonymously. You don't have to put your real name up there. You don't have to put your face up there. You can be fucking Uncle Patty or whatever his name is. Uncle Diddy. No, Uncle Patty or... Anyways, the person that everybody thinks is Robin Williams as a skinnier version and a different fucking totally made up voice. Uncle Pappy. Thank you. Okay, like you can become somebody else. You can, okay? And you can let it out. You can write books anonymously. You don't have to put your real name up there. Like honestly, for a while, actually, back in the day when Slane used to do movies, he'd put his name up as Slane. Not George Carroll, not Slane in brackets, George Carroll underneath. His movies just said Slane on them. Now they say George Carroll, right? You can play your movie role and express it a different way. Like I'm Moonshine. That's from my work. I used to work at this place. We had call names. No, I was not a hooker. I was a server. But it was like this Texas kind of place. And it was like, you know, my name was Moonshine. That's what I picked. There was like, oh my God, who did I work with? Howdy. I worked with Ellie Mae. I worked with a Rowdy. I worked with Big Daddy. I worked with a Duke. The name goes on. Everybody had to change their name. And it brought this other side of me out. Because I am Moonshine. I'm the sun and the moon. I am two people in one. And, you know, my high priestess is the moon. My sun is my personality, obviously. And it's my tarot name. It's my gypsy name. It's my medium name. It's, you know, I like the name Whitney, but at the same time, everyone goes, "Whoa, Houston." It's like when people hear my name, they think of Whitney Houston all the time. But when they hear Moonshine, it kind of sticks with them. Like, oh, okay, that's something. And for some reason, I look like a moonshine. I don't know. It's like if Moonshine would look like a person, I feel like it would be me. Or it would be an 80-year-old man with no teeth that is moonshining in the mountains. I don't look like an 80-year-old man with no teeth. I'm the better looking version. I'm that guy's granddaughter. I'm still making the moonshine. I just have all my teeth. Yeah, because Grandpa drank them away. This is like way off topic now. Oh God, I love my life. Anyways, look at the oldies but the goodies. Like seriously, we all are reincarnated from somewhere. What the fuck was this reading even about? Oh my god. Oh yeah. Okay, I remember. I have to remember so I can post them up. Okay, so writing. Follow the path. If you're, honestly, even if you've never written before, just start writing. I mean, you just never know what it's even for. You never know what you're going to do. You just never know. You just never know. Okay, you don't use a thesaurus. Just be you, you know? Like, just be you. When people are just themselves, it's so much fucking hotter. Posers. I got called a poser my whole life. Yeah, right. You wish I was a poser. You just think I'm the awesomest person alive. Fuck yeah. Okay. We're getting off topic again. Here we go. So, Whitney Moonshine, if you want a personal reading, okay, it's one word at gmail.com. Check the description box below. It'll have my email there. And also my Instagram on the about section if you want to know that the readings are up. I'm starting to post the thumbnail up so you know that the reading is up. That's kind of working out for me. And yeah, check it out if you want. Like the video if you want. Have a personal reading if you want. You just fuck do whatever you want, okay? And if you want to share this reading, fuck, go ahead. I encourage it. And yeah, be good to yourself. Be careful during this full moon. Honestly, rock on. We'll see you again. Take it easy.